Hey, what's up, ghouls and gals? Welcome back. Today we are just gonna talk about things that make me feel gross. I have said many a time that I am quite desensitized when it comes to horror movies. I've seen some shit. I've been through some shit personally. I've seen some shit in real life. I feel like movies and what I can discern are special effects are the least of my worries. However, some things get a little too close to the human anatomy and it makes me so uncomfortable. Today we are talking about eye trauma in movies, and I don't even know what to title this video, but there's just some scenes. I'm only talking about 5 in this video. There's definitely more we can get into if you want a part 2, but in this video, I'm going to be specifically talking about 5 scenes from horror movies, kind of going from the more tame to the just outright disgusting. This was all kind of sparked recently, this idea. I was reflecting on this idea recently because of a movie in this list made me think of this whole video idea, but we'll get into it. If you don't want any spoilers for a new movie, perhaps check later warnings. But before we begin, if you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more, check out all of my links down below if you would like to see any more of me or support the channel any further. There are 3 specific things in horror movies that make me wince, or just I have to look away if I know one of these body parts will be involved. Either eyes. I have a hard time with like ocular trauma. It just makes me feel so uneasy. It is such an intrusive attack. I don't know. The eye is just such a fragile body part, organ, thing. It just makes me feel so nervous. It's so fragile. Anyways, secondly, I don't like fingernail trauma. I'm sure there is a whole lot of stuff we can get into. I don't like seeing a fingernail be, I've seen some shit in real life. But anyways, lastly, I have a really hard time watching things that involve the Achilles tendon or the back of the ankle. It just makes me so, like, how do you come back from that? How do you come back from that? Oh god. It just makes me feel so uneasy. But today we're specifically just talking about the eyeballs. And like I said, we're gonna go from kind of easier to the absolutely disgusting. So let's firstly talk about something that has stuck with me since like the year 2000. And this is kind of out of left field because this is not direct eye trauma, but it happens with the eye, I guess, in a movie, and that's Final Destination of all things. The strangulation scene where the guy is in the bathtub and he's just being strangled so tightly that his eyes, in so quick, not even like a split second, his eyes just go from white to red, and it's so scary. It puts into perspective, this is the reason why it's scary, okay? It puts into perspective how quickly something like that can go so wrong. I know it's a horror movie, I know, whatever, but it's just like a total freak accident, being strangled by something that you have no control over. You have no way of getting released from it, and now your eyes are bloodshot and you cannot see, probably. And it's, oh god, it stuck with me for so long, and every single time we revisit it I just get so ugh. And I figured I would use that one as kind of an entry point to talk about some more disturbing things. So up next is from the movie that we just watched recently. We watched The Ugly Stepsister, and that's kind of what my hair is inspired by today. But I absolutely loved the movie. It will be a film that will stick with me for years to come. It was finally the kind of fairy tale that I want to see represented on screen. There is a scene Here's a full spoiler. Full spoiler if you have not seen The Ugly Stepsister and you plan on watching it. Okay. She gets eyelash extensions in a time when they weren't so convenient, my friends. Let me tell you what this girl goes through. The individual eyelash little pieces are sewn into the waterline in her eye, and when you see it, you see an up close and personal shot of this poor girl's eyeball with a needle going right through the waterline where I put my eyeliner on, and it just it's so close. It's so close to the eye. It's not exactly the eye, but it's still ocular trauma in a way. The way she has to be like bandaged up and her eyes are messed up for so long because it's the price of beauty, you know? But the way that scene is shot, it's so up close and personal, and I feel like it really is a metaphor for beauty is pain, and sometimes it's not a good thing, but like, damn girl, those lashes slayed, you know? Okay, I have 3 left to talk about, and arguably this is the least... I don't even know what to say right now. So the next 3 are pretty traumatic for the eyeballs. So let's first talk about Zombi 2. The eyeball scene, Lucio Fulci, eyeball master, could go on for so many videos about how much Lucio Fulci just loves fucking with eyeballs. Anyways, the first time I saw this, I really had to exit the room. And I couldn't watch all the way through. Now I've gotten better with it. I've shared the clip a million times. It's one of my favorite clips now. It was really gruesome the first time that I ever saw the zombie pushing the woman's head through the thick wooden splinter, and it just doesn't, like, the scene is so relentless. It goes so slow, but it's so, like, the suspense builds and you know it's gonna happen, but when it happens, it just crushes this woman's skull, and it just pierces her eyeball in such a way where I don't want anything ever that close to my eye, ever. A needle? A piece of wood? Nothing. That's so... Do you know in Dead Space, this is off topic for a second, in the game Dead Space, I forget which one it is, there's a scene where, I believe it's Dead Space, there's a scene where there's an eye exam, whatever, but it goes wrong, and it's a laser, I think. Oh my gosh, I have to really think on that. But it just crushes the entire head. Like, that's kind of what I feel like when I see the clip from Zombi. Okay, the next 2 are pretty disturbing, so we're gonna talk about some pretty disturbing stuff. If you don't like that, please skip, it's fine. I'll see you in the next video. We're gonna talk about The Sadness and Headless next, so if you don't want to hear anything about those films, fair warning. But if you know what I'm talking about when I refer to The Sadness and eyeballs, you know. There's a scene where this poor woman gets her eyeball just like mutilated, and then like the guy just, well, it's an open hole, and I just want you to infer from that what you will. It was such a horrific scene to watch because the crossed comics, the comic books, the graphic novels that The Sadness is based on is an incredibly graphic, sexual, graphic in nature graphic novel, and I feel like they really did stay true to that in The Sadness. And some scenes are really hard to watch, but that eyeball scene, the sexual violence in nature to a hole that is not meant to be there, it's really hard to watch. But let's talk and finish off here with Headless, a film that I physically had to turn off. It made me so sick to my stomach with what I'm about to tell you. Do you ever see those TikToks of that guy that keeps going up to his mom and making fun of that lady that was on the airplane or whatever, and he keeps going, that motherfuck? Okay, that's how I feel about the guy in Headless. Okay, that motherfuck? Okay, no. I cannot take it. The way that the eyeball trauma is enough in that movie. It's the eating of the eyeballs for me. It is the choosing to make these eyeballs a human delicacy for me. It is the oozing goozing pus that comes out of every bite. It is the just disgusting nature, the slimy, bloody, pussy, disgusting nature of the eating of the eyeballs in Headless. And I hope I'm describing that enough for you guys, because it's really foul. I don't know. I feel like it was really a hard watch. The only 2 movies I've ever had to turn off as a person having a hard time watching films. Usually, like, I'm fine. I'm totally cool watching a movie. I can tell you, like, it's fake. It's fake. No, not with Headless and not with Necromantic Part 2. Those are the only 2 movies I've had to turn off because they made me feel so disgusting. I had to take a shower, like a hot shower, burn off a layer of my skin. Like, I had to, like, sanitize my body, you know? Like, they made me feel so ill. But on that note, my next video, we finally finished Love, Death, and Robots. I have mixed feelings about this season. Did I love it? Yes. Was it as good as the other seasons? Possibly not. I hate saying that, but I'm really excited to break down every episode and talk about my ranking. So if you enjoy talking about disgusting, weird, freaky shit with me, let me know, because we can cover more stuff like this. I just kind of needed to pop on and talk off the rails about some disgusting stuff that has stuck with me over time. Let me know if there's any eyeball trauma in a horror movie that has stuck with you, made you feel disgusting, made you have to look away. I would love to know in the comments below. Also, let me know which kind of body part trauma makes you feel grossed out. I would love to also know that. Sayonara, spooky fam.